Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized I'm not becoming the person I said I wanted to be? That's where Defining Backwards was born. My name is Chris Williams, and over the last several years, I've been learning that real change doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you decide who you want to become and then you work backward from there. This channel isn't about pretending to have life figured out. It's about having honest conversations about marriage, fatherhood, leadership, failure, accountability, and becoming a better person one decision at a time. I didn't write Defining Backwards because I was perfect. I wrote it because I needed it. I needed it at a time when I felt like my life was falling apart. I was on the rocks with my marriage. I didn't know what I wanted to do job wise. COVID happened. All these different things were happening. My kids were getting older and they were looking at me, and I was trying to figure life out. Um, when I started to write the book, I didn't even believe in myself. It was just one of those things where I sat down and I had always said that I wanted to do it, but I just didn't do it. And then an incident happened where my wife and I got into a big fight. Um, I I basically abused my wife. I mean, for all intensive purposes, that's where we were. I was in a bad place. I was in a place where I didn't know which way was up. I felt like I was doing the right thing, and then certain times I didn't feel like I was doing the right thing. But ultimately, looking back now where I'm at, I'm like, you could have did better. Um, I'm still learning every day. I'm learning things that I should have learned when I was, 14, 15 years old. Go to therapy, got men's groups. I have a great support system. My wife is still here. My kids are 10 and 14. And man, they've changed my entire life. Um, both of my parents have passed away, unfortunately, but it's taught me a lot of life lessons. You can't take things for granted. You never know when you're going to be here, when you're not going to be here. I run a foundry, so for those of you that don't know what a foundry is, we melt metal. It's a manly man's job. I work with all men, and I started to see patterns. And one thing that I pick up on is patterns a lot. And I started noticing like none of us are able to talk, none of us are able to express ourselves. As soon as we get mad, the only emotion that we can show is anger. We get awards, and everybody, you see them in the background, they're hating. Um, so for me, it was just like, wow, like what can I do? And as I started to hire people and hire younger and younger people, I would sit there and go, man, I can help these guys. So one night we were we were just sitting there, and I was like, I got to make a difference. I got to make a change. I want to create a legacy. Uh, was again on the rocks with my wife, and I wasn't the person that I wanted to be. Uh, when we finally did come to terms with what had happened, there was portions of it that I just didn't remember. I didn't even care to remember. But it was important for me to go back and start to write down what it was that I had remembered. Um, I hear people always talking about narcissism, and the first thing that I looked up with abusive relationships was you can't be in an abusive relationship, and once that person's an abuser, they'll never be able to not be an abuser because they don't want to. And I'm determined to change that narrative. If this site helps one person, just one, that's all I care about. Uh, I gotta give everything that I have to my kids. Man, they've changed my whole life and made me look at things so differently. When I think about them. I think about what do I want to see when I'm old. Um, how do I want them to handle situations? My wife has been the greatest thing for me. Uh, Even if we don't last or we don't make it, um, for me this was the challenge. It's trying to make sure that every day I'm getting a little bit better. I don't know what that looks like, and hopefully you guys are going to come on this journey with me, because I believe that it can happen. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there and a lot of women out there who think it can happen. They just don't know where to start. So if you think that it can happen, that you can make a difference, that you can make a change, everybody's telling you, no, you can't do it. I can tell you, you got the power in you. You just got to really want to do it. Um, I believe in you. I believe in every one of you. Um, and it's this is all about like a lot of different things. It's the I'm gonna try to talk every week about something, things that I've learned, like listening. I didn't even understand a lot of the terms that I heard. Active listening. I thought I was actively listening. Um, there's things of being vulnerable. Like growing up for me, being vulnerable could get you killed. Realistically, it could get you killed. Um, but I'm starting to realize that being vulnerable doesn't only mean that you're in danger. Um, there's a father out there who thinks that he's failing, that doesn't know where to turn. I mean, I opened up groups that where there's a lot of people going through the same thing I'm going through. I just wanted everybody to know that change is possible. Um, Hopefully, this touches somebody. And if this is a message that resonates with you, don't hesitate to reach out, leave the comments open. Let's make it happen.